Hi, I'm Dave Stump. I'm responsible for global go-to-market execution here at NetApp regarding SAP workloads. And I have here with me a longtime teammate, Scott McCullough, and we've been around the globe espousing and evangelizing the capabilities around SAP value provided by NetApp. The latest avenue that we're seeing a lot of traction on is Azure NetApp Files. So that's a native service from Azure. Scott, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Good to be here, Dave.
How does the adaptability of Azure NetApp Files really help us in SAP workload space as we're implementing?
For instance, the performance. Performance, typically, there's going to be a bottleneck somewhere in your stack. I mean, that's just the way things are. If you're not leveraging ANF and the bottleneck is at the persistence layer or the storage, it's hard to move that easily. With ANF, you can truly just size on the fly the throughput as well as the capacity. And a really great use case that we had with the customer, they were doing their import, their R3 Oracle to S4HANA import. During that phase, the storage gets pounded. And what they were able to do is increase the throughput on the fly. They decreased their import time by over, I think it was about 15 hours. What we did, we essentially moved the bottleneck from the storage. We moved it back up to the compute layer. But more importantly, after the import was done, they were able to shrink those volumes back down on the fly again. So you can do that. You can do, like you like to say, like real-time tuning that you just simply can't do with any other technology.
Yeah, so without ever taking a system outage or anything of that nature, you don't have to schedule anything. You can dial. It's almost like the man behind the curtain with the Wizard of Oz, right? You're back there doing dials and you're changing performance and characteristics of that nature.
What Azure has done is leveraging with this platform as a service is we've basically taken all the storage administration off the table. So now, like you and I can now leverage snapshots, the quick ability to create a clone of a snapshot, the cross-region replication, the ability to move from the storage perspective from one site to another, that integration with the HANA database, being able to take a picture of the HANA database. I can do all the great things I can do with ONTAP without having to be an ONTAP engineer. I would love to have had this when I was running SAP as a customer because it drastically reduces the complexity of the environment. You do that, any shop that can reduce the complexity is a win. And to get these abilities.
Yeah, and exactly that, right? So when we talk about, and I think we've lost that in our awareness and our messaging, is the simplicity is key. We used to be very into the simplicity message. So the less complex you make something, the less riskier it is, because the easier it is to manage and easier it is to fix and do root cause analysis. So, so if we could close it out with, where do you see that adaptability, flexibility, simplicity really helping clients in the long term?
If you run SAP long enough, you know for a fact you're going to have an issue where you have to react quickly. Hurry up and get a repair system spun up because guess what? We have an issue in production. We need to replicate it in the sandbox or a repair system because we can't reproduce it within QAS. It's just maybe too far out of date. So the faster I can react to that situation, the better the business is going to be. So I always like to say, like, yes, storage is the lowest common part of the stack. It's the lowest denominator. But if you leverage the technology correctly, it can do really unique things and beneficial things at the top of the stack for the business.
Awesome. So I know that I want to keep this short. I want people not to get bored with it. I really appreciate your time and your insight, Scott. Love talking about this stuff, and as you know, I like to talk about the abilities, but it really comes down to the capabilities, right? So the capabilities that we're able to bring to the table, and it's for version support, whether it's production support, whether it's repair systems. So I just encourage people, dstump@netapp.com, scott.mccullough@netapp.com. There's you go to cloud.netapp.com. There's an Ask the Experts link. You can follow that. Thanks all. Cheers.
Thank you.